Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today we're looking at the Scourge of the Ladder, the Paladin Oathbook Revenge deck that I believe Isomorphic created and has been making our lives a misery for the past week or so. So what is this deck? If you've not been bumping into it on the ladder, it's a bit of a strange one to describe because we are a 15 unit deck with a Paladin Oathbook. What's that for? Well, the whole idea of this deck is to play Piercing Grief when you've already got a Paladin Oathbook in play or like some other threat. So it could be Whirling Duo or Stonepowder Alchemist, and just keep making them bigger and bigger. And each one of these units also is sort of acting as like a bit of a burn spell. So we are burning our opponent out, but we're also going to be gaining an amount of life that makes it very difficult for us to be raised. And because of the way that the Revenge works once you've got Destiny is that you get to bring things back basically for free with cards like Dark Return and like the Rise of the Challenge. You can hit things with Quarry, and then later on we are playing Smuggler's Stash. Oops, just accidentally cut one. And what Smuggler's Stash does is just like a 6 cost, put 2 things from our void into play. Now this deck does get a little bit difficult to play if you're playing against a bunch of sound effects. So imagine like a Comrade beatdown deck that's got 4 Desert Marshals and 4 Valkyrie Force, so it's going to be a bit of a pain to play against, but for the most part this can quite easily race a lot of decks. And it can make some really sort of absurd sizes on the units, so get back like, I don't know, like a 15, 13 Piercing Grief at some point, like, because yeah, that's what the deck can do. But you know, my explanation won't do it justice, so let's go onto the ladder and see what we can actually do. Okay, well, we're on the play, so this is good news for us. And this part looks actually sort of fine. Okay, this could potentially just be quite an aggressive hand. We'll just Crest here, and then we just need to play this Diplomacy on next turn. I'm going to keep the Cull deck. I don't think that we are going to be using it next turn. I think I'd much rather use it later on, just like fish off back a Destiny unit. Right-roll. So opponent just not attack. Okay, well, we're inferior with 22, so if our opponent gets us to 3 life, we will concede. Although I don't think that it's going to matter too much. Just because we will gain like so much life. That if the game is actually over, we should be able to tell. And this could just be like an actual Revenge Destiny deck. Pretty sure this isn't the mirror at this point, unless this is fetching up like the other influence that they need. I think though, but I will just torch this. Getting for 6. Yeah, this is more of a traditional Revenge style of deck, it looks like. So I suppose we're sort of in a position where we are just going to try and trade her. Well, again, we've got ways of getting things back, so it's not the end of the world, really. Especially if we get pretty close to being able to burn our opponent out here, because they're going to be at 6 next turn, then they're going to take another 2. I suppose it's sort of awful, but oh, okay, Slay's fine as well. Just trading cards with us is fine. Of course, the old Destiny to 1 card deep, my favourite. We can sort of search for power next turn. I think we're just going to be in a position where we're just going to try and keep attacking our opponent. Ouch. Well, I really like... I suppose we'll get the 5th power. Don't really need the harsh rule there. We can attack here because we get in for 5 inferior because our opponent does want to kill one of these things. Then our opponent's only at 3, so we've then got the option of just like digging for more of these burn spell effects units, or just be able to draw like a torch. Although we do have to be a little bit concerned because our opponent can have Devour to try and gain a bit of life here. And of course the Toxic here gets in the way of the Piercing Grief. But I think I was going to Cull the deck here. Okay, so I think it's probably Kerendon Merchant, because I think Kerendon Merchant kills our opponent. play the power, play merchant, take harsh rule, get combust. Well, that's a nice series of draws, really. Let's smush our opponent for free, and hopefully that should be it. So you can see the sort of the power this deck has as like an actual burn deck rather than just being a revenge deck. Okay, well, we've got a Oathbook actually, so we'll keep this because we get to make the Fable play of Oathbook into Piercing Grief, which is nice. We'll keep that Crest of Chaos because we can play that on turn 3. Hopefully this is like just a traditional Skycrag deck and nothing like Kennedin's, because I'm not sure how the Kennedin matchup will actually go here. But of course, opponent must know that they're in trouble if they see Oathbook. But the strategy I say and the Skycrag faction mean that we are probably playing against Kennedin's. But let's just chuck down the Crest here. Don't think we need that power. I think we can naturally just hit power just through all of the extra draws that we're getting from things like Rise to the Challenge. So this could be our opponent grabbing something like a bar to deal with this, which does seem ambitious, but could also just be them grabbing their... Let's do just get fire off this straight away. Yeah, so if we go about Cull, it doesn't go too far, it only goes 3 cards deep, but could give us something else to do. But there's no cost reduction, so if we hit a free drop, can't do anything. So I think we're actually going to use Rise now. Grab this Piercing Grief. Looks nice, means we get to our power next turn. And we've got a 7-3 here, so I'm going to suspect that our opponent, we're going to have to think about whether they block or not here, because 7 lives is a lot. Yeah, so they block here. But just be able to get this back as like a 8-4 next turn. I'm going to assume that the Paladin Oathbook isn't long for this world, unless our opponent plays a Combustion Cell, in which case I'm going to guess it got that instead. Although there is a market animation to let you know. Okay, so Killer's Choice. I mean, that's sort of interesting. I think though that... Yeah, it's going to Rise, just grab like a 4-1. Stonepowder Alchemist, just to sort of get this going. Because we've got like enough power here, where I think that if we get Destiny on like a dead Alchemist and the Piercing Grief, that Stash is going to be really good. And we'll be able to fetch up a Stash. So do a colour deck here. And I think we're going to colour deck. Oh, deck turn. That makes it nice and easy. Do just get it back. I think we can hang fire. Let's play Stonepowder Alchemist here. I think next turn we can afford to just like Dark Return this and attack with both. Okay, so opponent's got perhaps Unstable Evolution there, which is powerful for us because it gets to turn our exciting units into less exciting ones. I think because we've seen Unstable Evolution, or we suspect to be Unstable Evolution, we are going to be just blocked there. Just get our thing out of play. So that we at least get to potentially have it die. Okay, so it's Joan Hurler, so we were wrong on the read, which is sort of fine really. But we'll just Dark Turn Grief here. They do get to chuck just like some rando 1-1 into it. Yep, so rando 1-1s, our opponent's going to just have them for days. I think we'll just Quarry here. Oh nice, let's get a 2-cost one of these. Consideration there for taking the... And I like just to be able to deal with like the first Kenner. But we've also got this end of the story, which is probably like a fine way of dealing with that anyway. I'd rather just have more of like these little idiots in play. So opponent could have... could snowball here and be able to get in for 6. But I'm sort of fine with that. It's a bit strange that... Oh, they want tribute. Okay. So what the hostility? My dude. That's fine. Yeah, block just... Better grenades at least. So this one's got Destiny in now, so that'll be good next turn to be able to get a stash back for it. I suspect that Torch isn't going to get much better here, so we'll just get a stash. Just so we're ready for sort of like next turn. Some nice block setup. I think we can probably make more use of the Stonepowder Alchemist than our opponent can, because I don't believe they've got anything to get things back. Although, of course, our opponent does have anti-slaughters in the deck, so they can just get more copies of these, which could be pretty awful for us because they've got a lot more card draw, like just actual card draw. So things like Wisdom of the Elders, strategize, so they could keep drawing them. Yeah, I suppose that's just like the power of End of Hostilities. It doesn't really matter what, you will get something. So I don't want to fire at the end of the story quite yet. I think I'm happy to stash here. It's going to draw us 2 cards and get us like 2 things into play. So it's get in there for 8. It's just like easy blocks for our opponent. But we get to go up to a 62 here. Yeah. This is going to be a bit of a grind fest to actually get through. But we do have like a hard board reset in the end of the story. Sort of remembering back to when I first played against Kennedans, I just thought it was just like such a meme. But if you allow it to like do its game plan, it's actually a really powerful deck. Well, Combustion Cell here is pretty cool because they do have like the revenge units. But you have to be a little bit concerned about Kenna getting back like these end hostilities and just being able to infinitely do that. Bit of a nuisance. So what do we want to do here? If we can Cull. Yeah, grab Stonepowder. Just another one of these. And I think I'm actually just going to attack with the 4-1. Because then we can just like dark turn it back. Though I do need to be sort of mindful of our opponent being able to end hostilities like a 5-2 one of these. It'd just be pretty awful for us. Okay, I suppose just letting us get in for the 4, which is nice. I'm just going to Quarry here actually. Rats. Well, I would have done that like the Oathbook last turn, but I suppose I'm just going to take Casual here. Just so we've got 2 ways of wiping the board. I'm just going to leave up the Torch though. So if our opponent tries to... Yep, this is fine. Tries to hostilities like one of our bigger alchemists, we're able to deal with that. Well, it's going to be sort of awful for us to try and fight for actually. So if something too messed up happens, we could probably Marshall, but I don't think we need to quite yet. I think we'll just... What's in our market? So nothing too exciting. Let's grab the 5-2, make it a 6-3. I'm going to attack with it as a 7-4, although at that point we won't be able to do anything about the fact that our opponent's got any end hostilities. Just need to hope they've not mised any. I think actually we'll play around making this too big. Okay, well, torching this is fine. All I was going to say is we can play around making it too big by just attacking with like the 3 units. But this game's going to be a bit of a mess, just like trying to slog through like opposing Stonepowder Alchemists and Grenadines. So this one will die, and this one will go back into the library. So is there anything I actually want to fix here? Let's have a rise. So we just want like another copy of Stonepowder Alchemist. Not bothering keeping up Torture. I'm pretty sure if our opponent had like enough hostilities, would have just used it by now. The difference between like a 4-1 and a 2-1 is sort of marginal, really, at this point. But actually, it might cut this game and just put it as like the 5th game, just because it's going to take quite a while to actually get through. Yeah, these snowballs are definitely good for our opponent. Yeah. Stonepowder is a big boy. Is there anything worth getting in here? Not really quite yet. Could get Dark Turn, but I don't think we need to quite yet. Attacking for 4. Probably could, I'll just take it, I'll just like start putting 1-1s in front. But yeah, trade is also fine. Yes, good job. These matches aren't actually timed. Okay, so we do have something that we can get rid of here, so let's motion away Justice Source, just grab Dark Turn. Attack for, well, 5 here. So it's effectively free, and then we can Dark Turn back. Yep, this is fine. It shows how tedious like just fighting through Stonepowder Alchemists is. Yeah, get with this big boy. I think we will play this Crest out though. Yeah, bottom that one. Just stop drawing 2 power in a row. So Permafrost here. Sort of fine because we have ways of like resetting it. I think I might fire off one of these. Just to blow the world up, make it a better place, etc, etc. Where will this go? This will go to the void. Okay, so opposed to doing that, that's sort of fine for you. Happy just to get through them. Not going to use Torch like super effectively there. I think that will harsh rule here. Opponent has to counterspell, that's sort of fine. But I'd much prefer to save the uncounterable Wrath if there's like a Kenner in play. The opponent's getting dangerously close to the point where they've got enough power to actually play Kenner, get hostilities and do that. Which is sort of awful for us, of course. What do we want to do here? I think it's just going to start with Stash. Just getting back some huge boys. So get back the 7-4. I really like this 8-4 Grief boy. It's just going to get chumped, so there's no real reason to get that quite yet. Because Stash used to be actually 5 cost, and it was fantastic just playing that in like a traditional army style of deck. Yeah, let's call it, see what we can find. Okay, so I think it's just the... I do like more copies of Smuggler Stash. I think more copies of Smuggler Stash, is that better than the 1 Piercing Grief? And I think it actually is. Yeah. Because then we get to attack here. If anything gets done, you know, we get to get everything back. Rather than just sort of attacking for 4 and our opponent just like throwing away a 1-1. Yeah, maybe this deck could have had something like a Macto in it. I'm gonna neglect to get the Paladin Oathbook trigger here just to sort of push more things through. Don't really want to do anything quite yet. Do we have 2 Destiny Stonepowder Alchemists? What's good in the market? Nothing quite yet. I think we'll do that. Just get our 2 boys back. It's like 6 cost draw 2. Like, what is this, like a sort of weird standard format? Oh, all of our lads are here. And we've got Annihilate as well. Yep, this is fine. Play the plus seal out. Keep any remaining sigils like in our hand, of course. But I've been pretty unlucky here not to actually hit like a Kenner or anything. So let's try to clear the way rather than trying to rely on the Paladin Oathbook here. Just want our opponents to start chucking grindings away. I think we're at the point where I will just torch one just to get out of the way. Or rather, if our opponent just does like block, so like triple block on this or something, we could stop that from being really good. Although now our opponents actually run out of Alchemists, we could actually, if I should just get there with the torch, just like an actual burn spell. Well, it's been hard fought, but I think we might be able to get there. Yep, torch is fine. So now we've got 1 in there. Okay. So I'll just think about how good this stash was. I've actually got lethal now because if we stash back this plus, I suppose, like anything else, get to deal 2, and then we get to torch our point for the final 3 points. That's what the best thing about this is as well. If our opponent does have like an unseal or something, that it won't matter just because of what we're getting play. So if I got there for that game's like 10 minutes or something, I'm like, oh, absurd. Well, I understand. I suppose these games are sort of showing that it's going to be quite a slog to actually play. Although if your opponent's a little bit light on sort of interaction and ground units, then I feel like you can probably just run away with the game. I suspect he's playing against some like really hard control deck that sort of doesn't have many units. You can probably just go really wild here. So I suppose we're going to cover here with Light to find a torch. Diplosil, no thank you. I just don't really want to face down like a teacher now. Yeah, so teacher's sort of awful for us here. We don't actually have an answer for it. But it is only +2 now, so it's not quite as awful, so I'll play it out. Now, yep, he goes. We've got an 8-cost Smuggler stash. Well, it's fine, you know. We've got stuff we can do. Oh, Brass Challenge is going to be absolutely awful here. What do we go for? I think we're going to Merchant. I was going to grab a Power actually. Just because the way we can beat through like these disciplinary weights is just by having like lots of power in play. Just sort of ignoring it. You want to give me power? I'm fine with this. I like that kind of merchant can trade with any other merchant apart from the Justice one. That's pretty nice. What are we doing here then? So it probably looks like some sort of stand together nonsense here, which I'm actually sort of fine with. I think we will keep our 6th power here actually. If this dies, we get to like Brass Challenge it back. It's fine. I'd rather die on my terms. I feel like our opponent's not got something that they want to use here. But we'll try and get this trick off him, because any trick does make this a lot bigger. So Quarry here. See what we can find. Hashel's good. It will cost 7. What's cost? Yeah, 6. But that's castable next turn. So our opponent is just keeping his stand together up forever. Okay, well, we're much in for just 2 up. Yeah, take a 7 sort of fine here, actually. I think we're just going to save everything we've got here for now. We don't have enough. Let's have a crest and see what we've actually got on top, though. So, Whirling Duo's on top. Yeah, we'll keep this just because, like, post Hashel, that'd be quite nice. Hashel's not very good against Aegis, of course, and opponent can now hold up, like, another copy of Stand Together just because we've got, like, enough things going on in play. But it's going to be, like, double blocking whatever you put in front of us here now. So I suspect this could be going for the sword because now our opponent's at 5 power. Like, getting to the 6 power is sort of trivial here. Because we've already got Aegis Threats, don't really need to use both halves of it. And am I sort of 5 this? I think I am. Let's gain some lives, get our Stonepowder Alchemists finally back in the deck so we can start to do some stuff with them. Not attacking with this Whirling Duo. But we'll rise here. Guess it's a 4-1, which is actually quite a really nice body here. Card of Motion does cost a lot here, which is sort of awful. Yeah, I think the Teacher's Pod is going to absolutely destroy this deck. So what we really want is just to find. Yep, that's just fine. Let's gain more lives. We do really need to find our uncounterable Wrath though. Let's get end of the story in here. It's going to attack. I think I'll fire off our first Wrath. So Paul's got a sort of 2-cost spell here, must some sort of combat trick actually. But then after that I'm just going to Dark Return this Stonepowder Alchemist. Ah, okay. That's sort of a cool card. Wouldn't have expected to have seen that. It's not like card disadvantage, but I suppose it does protect you from like Wraths and stuff like that. Well, there we go. Getting the train going. We're going to have like a really expensive hand here though, like 4-cost Quarry. I do sort of suspect that our opponent is going to be making a Sword of Unity like in the near future. Yep. But this is fine really. Got so much life to sort of play with that I feel sort of okay. Is there anything I actually want from here? Don't think there's quite yet. Could Dark Return just keep this, getting this progressively more expensive Stonepowder Alchemist out. I think we'll Quarry. So we can hit. Crest of Legends is probably fine. Helps us try and find like a Wrath. Oathbook I don't think is what we're looking for. We could have chipped in for another 2 points there, but I'm happy just to trade with the Teacher at this point. Yeah, so pretty sure they've got like Crown Watch Tactic or something. But I'm also sort of fine. Yeah, just to We did take 16 from game 4, but just sort of try and grind through like their board. Oh, where were you before? I think we'll rise. Yeah, if we draw something rubbish at that point, we'll just play down the kind of merchant. Ouch, that's an expensive smuggler stash. But I think I will trade this torch. I was going to grab a combust, just so we can actually deal with one of our opponent's threats. I'm going to try and set up the 2 blocks here. Our opponent's a little bit away from having a temple standard to be able to bounce on our units. But bouncing is sort of fine, apart from on our Stonepowder Alchemist there. Okay, well, that's not awful. We do get to stash here, get 2 more Stonepowder Alchemists, which I'm sort of happy with. There's a lot of play to this deck. It's able to do a little bit of everything. There we go, hash rough. That's what we're looking for. Because then we can actually finally reset the board. Just need our opponent to play some stuff that means we can actually get away with it, because I don't put them past just like having another sort of, okay, is this the sword? I mean, this would make sense if this is what this game has all been all about so far, which is the sword plus the rule, but we are going to make some actual meaningful blocks for our opponent attacks, so that's going to get well, can I get the torch to try and pop this and kill the lifesteal unit? Smuggler stash costs like 1 million, but helps to rebuild. Yeah, it costs put our boys back into place probably fine. I think I might keep the combust for when we've actually got our end of the story, which I'm hoping we find sooner rather than later actually. Although I wouldn't mind a second copy of Ashwell. So these gain lives every time our opponent plays something, but this one's got actual lifesteal. Yes, this is actually a really difficult spot that we're in. I think we can win like eventually, but it's going to take like a long time to actually get there. This Tashwell's like a bit of a nuisance. We need to try and draw some sort of cards here actually. I've got no Destiny units left in the bin. I think I might just get in with the boys. Then, if any of them die, which they should do, this also telegraphs to our opponent that we could have like end of the story. But we just want to find like end of the story or a second Wrath. Yeah, but we needed to do it just to try and get some sort of like damage in. Well, not damage, get some sort of cards drawn, just to get us a little bit closer to the end of the story, because we do have the combust, which will give us the tribute. And then after our opponent's like not got a board, we should be in okay shape. So Crest of Chaos here. Let's get that on the bottom. There's no reason to play anything here. This game's probably going to be long and boring. Maybe it was a bit of a mistake playing this deck actually. Okay, so Quarry's a start. Because the ideal like unit plus. Let's just get Crest of Glory here. Because now we've got unit of the void, so we have got tribute. So if we can crest here and like bottom some nonsense and get end of the story being okay shape. Okay, so it's not there. So we just need to keep playing it out here. Fortunately, our board is sort of keeping our opponent sort of honest here. Okay, so yeah, there's not much we can do. We do have the torch. So we're just sort of hanging fire here, playing Drago for a little while. So let's buckle ourselves in, because we ain't going anywhere. Yeah, Diplomacy will get out of here. This was like one of those things where I've just completely forgotten that like I'd have bottomed it on like turn 3 or something. But I do like that we do have like a bunch of rafts in the format now that start getting gradually more interesting. Okay, who's it targeting? The 2-1? So this is setting up an attack. It's fine. Quarry, so you can sniff for a fast effect here. Yeah, let's just play this bad boy out. Our opponent does now have a clock because they've got the Valkyrie Enforcer here, but we're just desperately trying to dig towards like an actual way of dealing with this, because like another copy of Harsh will be okay as well. It's not countable and it can block by Aegis, but if our opponent does have just like multiple stand together here, then it's like what we're doing anyway. You probably just take my free. No reason not to torch this because they can just. Yeah, if we torch this, that's when they get to use their combat tricks, gets a little more damage to us. Because I do feel like they do have something else here. Well, I'll try and torch this time because they're not getting multiple sources off on us. Gets the crouch tactic, but just sort of using it to give some of their units +1/+1. Hopefully, we just get to spend all their power this turn. Right, so that's not what we needed. I've not played this out quite yet. Let's go try and we can still choose like some chumps here that don't really matter. Just like get rid of these. Just not take 28, which would be nice. So a sword one of these would be pretty scary, but I'm hoping that we should be getting really close to like another one of our harsh rolls now, because over half our deck's been seen. I think we'll leave colour deck just because it's a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be making some chumps here and just sort of hoping that the colour deck can get us there. And yeah, this one's still got it, so we'll chuck this Stonepowder Alchemist in front of the boss. So we do take 17, but I'm pretty sure we can't just like die here. Maybe we should be throwing away the Destiny units just so that we can draw Smuggler stash, just draw us deeper into our deck. But I sort of prefer having things actually in play here. So let's see if we can do it. So try Cull. Cull's going to cost 4. So we'll be actually really low on power, which is sort of a problem. Yeah. So I think we'll actually take a stash here, because that sets us up for next turn. I think I'll throw away this guy now. Just gain my 4 lives. But really, the disciplinary rates have just been so crushing here. Don't get mad if our opponent gets to gain 7 here. Just want to get to like a really healthy life total. Then I think I will just chuck these destinies away because then we're able to smuggle stash. I won't be able to double rule. Okay, so this is a problem. Yeah, fine, let's get rid of this. So 6, 17, we got to gain 7. But fine. I've got crouch tactic here, which is sort of awful because this means that we take overwhelming damage here, which is not what I wanted to do. Just the skills. Guess we go slightly above. So this isn't what we wanted really, but let's just play these out. Yep, I'm off it. I've probably just like casual before we did that, just so we could at least get rid of the flyers and stuff, but just not think it mad. Okay, so I think this is a redraw here. I think this is going to be the last game as well. These games sort of took it out of me a little bit. Just take forever to get through these games. I do recommend a deck that's just got like loads of Crest in it. I was lots of against Ricano. This could be Valkyries, but I will still keep the Torch area because if opponents makes turn 2 Bullet Shaper or a carrier here, I think I will Torch it just to keep getting with our plan. Yeah, don't need millions power here, just Torch this. So I'm happy that this is like finally played now because I did really like this when I first saw it. I suppose I'll just play the Alchemist out. We do have to face off against some stance effects in this deck, but it is only Valkyrie and Forster, so it's not the end of the world really. So I'm going to a little think here. I was like, say I'll edit these bits out where it's like long pauses, but I just always forget, to be honest. So if you're sat here listening to this long pause, very sorry. Okay, probably right. Okay, that's fair. Maybe they were considering like, should they play Valkyrie False right, but then miss like the next launch up or something? I don't know. Well, let's just attack here. If we're going to play these Culls just to try and find a little bit of something, yeah, Hash was good. And I suppose we'll keep the others. Don't need to finish, don't need to fire all these off yet. Would like them later on just to pick up our sort of destiny threats. So Winchester Merchant is probably going to be picking up a Rizan actually. So Aegis units are probably going to be a bit of a problem for us as well, so I'm not sure how we're going to deal with like an actual carrier. Other than I suppose try and go around it and race it. But we're already at like effectively 6 power on our opponent's turn, so yeah, let's attack it because it's basically free. It's a destiny unit. Then Quarry, the old post-combat Quarry in the deck with Oathbook in it, but it's fine. Just keep getting to the bottom of our deck here, just find something interesting. I think we'll keep the other Harsh Will actually. Just because then we can actually deal with a carrier. Well, the first one gets to deal with like multiple stuff. Okay, so guess this makes sense why I no block because next time they're just going to have a bigger one. But I'm not a coward. I will happily attack here. Just give your opponent something to think about. Rizan will be good in our deck, we've got loads of spells. But I suspect that this should be like Rizan, shoot our thing. I suppose it's been a little bit greedy and gone for the Ikari. Okay, they're over 5 saucer. Oh, not now, Stonepowder Alchemist. He was supposed to come next turn. Oh well. Actually, this works out sort of perfect because we get to torch this and then Harsh Will everything away. But it does have like a +5/+5 Warcry on top of the deck, but fine, don't matter. So I'll torch this. Be a little bit sad that our dude's down here. Well, actually, the block is sort of aggressive there because our deck does play End of the Story. So End of the Story would have been nice there. Well, there's a marketed for a carry as well. Oh, we're in trouble now. Annihilate, not quite. Let's call the deck. Well, let's get End of the Story. Potentially going to be quite good. Rise the Challenge, I guess. Not sure how we're gonna. I think we're actually dead before we can fire this end of the story. Even if we do Wrath this turn, Wrath next turn, I probably will have a cumulative like 15 Warcries then. That's probably pretty awful for us. Big fan of this deck actually. That's what got me to. I think it's what got me to Masters this month. Yeah, because I made it on like day 2. Alright, don't show off familiar. What can we get here? Okay, I should get a Combust next turn. What? So I've got like a Torch or give Valkyries Aegis. Yeah, that would make sense. But all these Warcries are actually just going to bury us before we're even able to deal with this Akari, to be honest. Okay, well, Stonepowder Alchemist helps, because we get to gain a little bit of life here. There is another one though, so... Get rid of this Crest. I'm just going to Combust here actually. Yes, get rid of this one. So it's in the bin. So I believe we've got another one floating somewhere. Okay, so it was the once intervention. Well, that's not fine. It gets popped now anyway. It'd be nice if we'd had like the Combust already, because you can do turns like Combust plus the end of the story. But no such luck. I'm just sort of really relying on our opponent either playing whatever that huge Warcry unit is now, or it being something that I can kill with Annihilate. But the attack hit is free. Although if our opponent actually gets Rizan, they can just kill us because we're 3 lives. So I don't hold out great hope for this game, but get to go to the wrap up a little bit quicker, so I'm still happy. And I've actually been a little bit lazy about recording. Well, not lazy, I've just been super busy actually. So I wasn't too sure if I was actually going to be able to make any videos this weekend. And the time I've actually got to do it is actually quite late, so that's why I'm a little bit more reserved mode than I usually would be. Yep. I agree. What can we get here? I think it's just like grab Dark Return, just try and dig us deeper. Yep. Go to Merchant Air, just so we've got like a big boy to block this. Any of us will probably kill us, but let's Dark Return. I'm sort of happy that our opponent got really unlucky and just put all those Warcries on like some sort of nonsense unit that doesn't actually kill us on the spot. Because if they'd have hit like Rizan, we'd have been dead just to like the summon ability, or like any other flyer would have done the job. Which is fine. I'm just going to make another one next turn. Wow, Valkyrie Enforcer. It's not fair. Block. Yeah, that's sort of nice. Just like, and I like this. If I've got like the fast effects again. Okay, cool. Got away with it. Get Smuggler stash this time. May as well. Hopefully try and block here. Yep, snap block. Gimme. I'd probably wait for our opponent to be honest, but I suppose I can't actually just wait forever. Geomar. I've got 1 Destiny unit. Oh, this is awful. Want to buy Torch actually. Torch please. Okay, so I have to just like pace and grief it just to get to 10 so that opponent can't just like easily destroys it. Geomar's sweet. I've been considering dusting mine just because since we've not been playing like the original Blitz lists that used to play this, it's been a little bit off. Ooh. But I'm absolutely terrified of this. If you're able to like chain spells, just giving it like +2/+2 and lifesteal is absurd. There's nothing in it I actually want, so just get with the boys. Oh, that was aggressive. I for sure thought our opponent was just gonna like snap play a spell and just blows out there. Have we actually won this game? Okay, Torch is good. There was a point in this game where Torch would have been like the worst ever thing. Let's just get another Stonepowder Alchemist, just keep these going. So if we actually do draw a, I don't know, whatever, Smuggler Stash or Dark Return, we've just got loads of like targets in here now. Well, snapping that off. It's actually pretty smart and thin of our opponents just like took that chump block then, because I think we would have been able to kill him there. Do we actually want a merchant? I don't think we do. Let's get Whirling Duo. Just like a charge threat will do. Let's put our opponent down to 3 here. If we draw a Torch, they're dead. But also we've got like 2 units that can attack next turn, which is nice. A carrier. It's not fun. If anything, that's the opposite of fun. Do like a dark turn. Right, so I should have just got Piercing Grief in 1. Well, we'll do it next time. We'll do it next time, don't worry. Right, so what do we have in here that's good? Do we only like 1 Whirling Duo? I don't just like get this out now just out of shame. I just want to pretend that my plan all along was to get Smuggler Stash. Yeah, Stash. This opponent needs to be spooked next turn, like, because I've got Whirling Duo plus the dude guy. Okay, we'll just win this way. Like, it's just, you know, play well, get rewarded, etc., etc. But what a way to end this game, I suppose. So that was the Weirdo Oathbook Grief, and let me tell you, recording that was a grief to me. This deck was a lot more of a slog than it was like a couple of days ago. So when I first played this deck, I think like no one was ready for it. The game's like really quick. You're just like making some huge boys over here with Revenge, just sort of getting in there, getting max value off these Smuggler Stashes. It's absolutely absurd. But you've faced a lot of decks that were able to like clog up the ground or just deal with our units, which was sort of awful for us, but you know, got there in the end. We've got like 3 hours worth of footage over the 5 games, so I have to edit that down a little bit. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, having that resolved. See you around.